Look, he got the mobile set
up. Hey, what's going on, brother? My son had got AAU practice today, AAU games today. So
it's okay.
So I'm like, I gotta make it work, man.
No, it's not a problem. It's not a problem.
Hey man, we appreciate you being on. This gonna be on KRSM 98.9 in Minneapolis. I know you heard about all the stuff that's going on in Minneapolis and all, the trial and everything. Yeah. So this could be something good. You know what I mean? So another good story for people to talk about.
Absolutely.
Hey, Ray, press the record. You recording?
Press record. Yeah. I got it
on the Zoom.
Yeah, okay. I got to record. Yep. Okay. Yeah. Let me see. All right, I'm all set and I'm all ready to go. Okay. Yeah. Again, we appreciate you for coming on today. We got a few questions to ask. Okay. The first question is, how did Fanbase start, and what was the original idea behind it?
Fanbase started because there was a young kid that went viral on a game, dancing in a Spider-Man costume at a GameStop to Aha Take On Me. And he was from Memphis, Tennessee. I was born in Memphis. And anytime somebody from Memphis gets any kind of success, I reach out and just say, congratulations, So I shot him a DM on Instagram. He goes by the name of Ghetto Spider. And he hit me back immediately and was like, "Are you a manager?" And I'm like, "No, I've done some management before and stuff like that, but no, not really. I'm just saying." Well, so he goes, "I really need a manager." Like, yo. Wow. And I was like, well, tell me what you need. He's like, "You want me to come to Atlanta? I can come to Atlanta, or I can call you." I was like, well, just, send me a number and let's talk. And so I left that conversation like, wow, this kid is like having this viral moment. And he's caught like a deer in the headlights, but he doesn't know how to monetize it, right? Because he doesn't own the Spider-Man costume. He can't just monetize with Spider-Man, but he really can dance. And I said he should be able to monetize his dancing. He should be able to have somebody subscribe to his talent so he can make money. And I was like, wow. I was like, we need something like a social network similar to Instagram where you can have followers and subscribers on the same page. So that's what gave me the idea for Fanbase. It was like, okay, you can have followers and you can have subscribers on the same platform. And then people always talk about how you should be able to like love something. Like, I like it, but if I love it, I said, yo, I'm going to give it a love button. But when you love it, you're going to give them like some money, small amount, like half a penny, something like that. You'll love it. Right. So I said, okay, we got likes and loves. And then from there, I bootstrapped the app myself with my own money, right? And it was some bread, about $200,000. But as a songwriter producer, I had an opportunity to really just use some of my royalties, what I'm saying, to make things happen. So anyway, after that, we built it. I left it alone because I wanted people to understand the proof of concept behind it. Not that I have a following myself, so I didn't want to say, hey, I built a social network, come sign up. Because if I ever tried to raise money, people would be like, well, only people reason signed up is because you told them to sign up. Right. So I left it alone for almost a year and people started signing up. It was real gradual, but once I had a proof of concept, I knew I could go raise money. But right when I went to go raise money, that's when COVID hit. So man, COVID messed everything up, man. actually, it was the best thing that could have ever happened to me.
Wow. Okay.
Because we couldn't travel, and then of course in your neck of the woods, George Floyd went down and Black Lives Matter, and it really changed the actual perception or the energy behind highlighting Black people. Right. So as a Black founder of a tech company, all of a sudden people were looking in ways to highlight Black founders. So a friend of mine suggested that I do crowdfunding and take advantage of something called the Jobs Act, which was passed by Barack Obama in 2012. And so the Jobs Act is a change in the SEC regulation that allows anyone to raise money for their business without having someone to be an accredited investor to invest. So from 1933 to 2012, 2015 almost, to raise money and actually, or even invest in companies, you had to be an accredited investor, right? So you had to be rich. So I don't care if you were white, black, a woman, a man. This has been going on since 1933. So if you ever wonder why you never got a call to invest in IBM or AT&T or Netflix or Instagram, nobody was accredited. So it's always been rich people being able to invest in their companies and get richer. So the Dobbs Act lowered the regulation that anyone can invest in an early stage company. So I got accepted to a platform called Start Engine. My initial goal was to raise $1 million for the platform. We launched a campaign in October 29th. And in 3 weeks, we raised $1 million. And then we raised like another $1 billion, right? In a wait list. And so right after that, the SEC said, you know what, because of COVID, we're going to up the amount that you can raise to $5 million.
Right.
But it won't take effect until March 15th. So since then, we've been iterating the company, still continue to work on it. And so just about a week ago, we opened the raise back up and I'm going to 3.5 million. And now we're at about 2.6, almost $2.7 million raised. So it was really a great moment. So we're really in a great position in the company.
Wow.
Yeah. So as Black content creators, because me and my brother, as we do the radio, we got podcasts, and we put videos up and things of that nature. Why is it important for Black content creators to be on a platform that is also Black owned?
Well, a couple reasons. For one, we've had 20 years of social media and African American people. Black Planet was founded in 2001. So we're 20 years later, right? And so we've had 20 years to understand the effect of Black culture on social media. Where we go, we raise the valuation of tech companies, right? Of social media platforms. Yeah, we move Twitter. We take Black Twitter is a thing. It's a huge.
Oh my gosh! Yes,
right. We take our dances to TikTok. We take our memes and our comedy to Instagram, right? And so therefore, we're really not monetizing this content. We're doing it all for free, and that's the trick. The psychology is that most people get caught up in is the popularity, the attention, right? It's like, I want to raise my profile to become famous in hopes that I get a call to get on Wild 'N Out or a movie or a TV role or something like that and build a brand. True, and there has been success in that area, but 99% of the people that go down that path don't find monetization. On the other hand, there are white creators that start charging from day one and build a following, they build a community, and they monetize it even on platforms like Patreon. So also, when you think about TikTok has the top 100 TikTok creators. There are no Black women, right? We know what Black women do to TikTok. We know how popular the choreography, all that kind of stuff.
All that stuff,
So the only 4 Black people that are on the top 100 of TikTok are The Rock, Kevin Hart, Will Smith, and Jason Derulo. Everybody else are just regular people that build a profile and have a huge following. So imagine the fact that you have to be Will Smith to measure up to some young kid that's on TikTok. And then those kids are giving the content away for free, and they don't mind giving it away for free because they don't make the songs that they dance to, and they don't make the choreography that they're using. So of course they don't mind it because they get popular and go and get brand deals. And then the kids that really create the content get nothing.
Right.
Yep. So if you're going to create content, charge from it from the beginning. And we have to stop as a Black community. We are afraid to charge for our content, right? Out of looking like we're broke or we're begging, like we need it. It's like, no, I'm just asking to be paid for the work that I put in. You know, there's an exhaustive amount of work that goes into doing a podcast. There's an exhaustive amount of work that creates these skits. These kids are doing boom mics and they're on Premiere Pro and using effects and gathering their friends and buy equipment. And you're doing all this for free, and maybe you might get famous.
Right, so exactly.
I say everybody charge. Anybody that posts a photo online, right? If I take a photo of some really good food at a restaurant, somebody might like that enough to give me 25 cents or 50 cents or $1 for it, or depending on the environment. If I have a real funny viral moment, somebody's like, this is so funny, man. Here, man, here's $5 for that. And that's what we are.
Yeah.
And so Fanbase creates the economy. It creates the energy and the environment for people to monetize their content.
And I love, before you get into the next question, I love the concept of love, because like when I get on the platform, I feel like I'm spreading love every time I give somebody love for what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? So it feels good model, too.
Spread love.
Yeah,
right. Exactly. Okay, what is the main difference between Fanbase and other exclusive content sites like OnlyFans and Patreon? Because like, you know, I wanted to make money off the stuff that I was doing, but I'm like, man, I ain't trying to go on no OnlyFans. You know what I mean? It just you know what I mean? I see some dudes go up there, but it was like I can't do that. So it was probably like I say maybe like a year ago or something that I was searching alternatives, you know what I mean, to OnlyFans, like for guys or something, you know what I mean? But now this is the alternative. This is this is like something that everybody can get down with. Everybody. Yeah.
So a couple differences between the difference between Patreon and OnlyFans out the gate is neither one of those platforms are communities. Social media platforms are built on community. They're built on you interacting with other people, having comments, sharing, you know what I'm saying, content with each other, all that type of stuff, right? And so what happens is when you're on OnlyFans, and I've been on there, and funny thing is I saw OnlyFans in like 2008, like the beginning of 2018, and I was like, oh, this finna take over. It launched right. And I was like, yo, when the strippers get on here. So anyway, and it happened, you know what I'm saying? It did exactly what it did. So, but when you're on OnlyFans, once you go there to see kind of like the naked girl that you want to see, or whoever the content you want to see, there's really nothing else left for you to do, and you're not going to really share your name. I'm not going to be on there like at Isaac Hayes 3, nice titties. You know what I'm saying? No doubt. Not what you really gonna do. A lot of dudes got corporate jobs or whatever. You're not gonna really be up there doing that.
Exactly.
So there's a stigma that goes with using the platform because it's highly pornographic. And so that keeps it off of the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store, which means it keeps it out of the hands of, you know, almost a few billion people instantly just by being on Android and being on iOS. So that was another reason why, is because I wanted Fanbase to be able to get in everybody's hands, and you have to use the infrastructure to do that. And so I think there's a space and a place for OnlyFans, but also one of the huge things about Fanbase that we want to have is brand participation, because what Fanbase does is it creates the opportunity for even brands themselves to create content and become subscription networks themselves in a way that they never thought they could be in a community.
Right.
You know, one thing about a Patreon is that I spent almost like a whole day trying to, you know, upload content to Patreon. But by the time I was right about to launch it, I was like, this is not it. This is not it. So it was just so great that my brother, he was like, yo, check out Fanbase, because when I went to Fanbase, I was like, yo, this is it. Like this, this is what we've been looking for. You know what I'm saying? Because like some of the videos that we like, especially we can upload hour-long content, hour-long videos, and that's amazing, because Patreon, you still have to go through another channel in order to even get your videos up. Like you have to upload it through YouTube just to get your videos up on Patreon. Vimeo. Yep. So it's like with Fanbase, you can just upload it right there, and that was perfect for us, man.
Because what happened was we had Reza Islam. We had Reza Islam on the show like a few, probably 3 or 4 weeks back, and I was looking at him on social media, and he was getting banned from a lot of stuff. And he was like, "Yo," he was like, "Check me out on Fanbase," and I'm like, Fanbase. So I go up there and I'm looking. I'm like, and I'm going through. I'm like, yo, this is it. Like, this is what we need. Like, this is it right here. So then I told my brother to check it out, man. Oh my gosh, he hit me up like, yo, we got to do this.
Yeah, and the thing is, yeah, go ahead.
Let me tell you the most important thing about Fanbase. Even though the functionality is great and it is an amazing platform, the ability for anyone right now to own a part of it is the most important part.
Yep.
And when I raise the money, because I understand that the people that use the platform are the ones that are going to make it popular. Like great famous people are going to get on there, like the superstars are going to get on there, but the community itself, the people that engage with one another are the ones that are going to make Fanbase successful. And so in this round that we've raised this money, we have over, I think, 5,400 investors, and we still got $1 million to go. And so the minimum to invest in Fanbase is $256. So that's the cool part about it. You can go to startengine.com/fanbase, buy some shares and own part of a company. So if you're going to sit on Instagram all day, if you're going to sit on Twitch, if you're going to sit on Snapchat or Twitter or Clubhouse, you can do the same thing on Fanbase that you can do on those platforms, right? But you own part of the company. So then therefore there's a pride that goes with what you're doing. It's like, yo, I'm an owner in this. And I have an opportunity to do that. And I know, like right now, we're valued at $20 million. But I believe Fanbase is a $100 billion company eventually. I have that type of belief because I see the evaluation of like ByteDance, the company that owns TikTok, right? The parent company. It's a $180 billion company, right? You know what I'm saying? Snapchat's a $100 billion company. Instagram's a $100 billion company. And I believe the fact that we have monetization built into the platform for every user, I think the amount of revenue that people are going to create is going to be remarkable. And so to say, look, let me invest in this seed stage company and take advantage of the Jobs Act and get some shares and watch this thing go. If we can get into Bitcoin, we can get some shares in Fanbase.
Exactly. It's so crazy to me because I'm thinking, like, because we used to do promotion also in Minneapolis, do promoters. We have shows all around the whole city, and we know a ton of like local artists, and I'm trying to figure out every single local artist in all 50 states should be on this.
Yes,
all of them.
You want to know why though? I'm gonna tell you the best reason why. Because someone as an independent artist is going to get on Fanbase and build their fan base and have so much leverage against a record company. Like why? Like I want to own my masters. There's no dollar amount you can give me because I'm on Fanbase making $1 million a month. You can't do that. So we have to renegotiate this situation because I own, you know what I'm saying? I own my content and I built a fan base through my social media that I don't need the record company. Like at the end of the day, you know, I can tell people where my show's at. I can go live. I can get in audio rooms. I can post my videos, eventually my music, eventually podcasts, long form content, stories, short form, all these verticals that creators use become popular. Fan base will have. And so anybody that can start from the beginning, because you ain't got to wait. You don't have to have 10,000 subscribers or be on the platform 3 months or, you know, just day one. I get up there and I've seen a lot of people keep sending me screenshots of their first month on Fanbase. They're like, I made $220. I made $150. Yeah. I'm like, that's a light bill. That's some car insurance.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yep.
And we don't, and our community is growing. It's very small. So I'm only imagining when Fanbase has 30 million users. You know what I'm saying? 300 million users.
Yep.
The amount of revenue and the amount of energy and impact that the platform is going to have on the culture is going to be incredible.
It's crazy.
You know, right now, I got about 16 cents. But let me tell you, when I was at 10 cents, I'm like, yo, I made 10 cents. And I got 14 cents. I'm like, yo, I made 14 cents. So it's like even the small little stuff, man. I be telling my wife, I'm like, yo, somebody sent me love, man.
He hit me up the other day. He was like, hey, yo, I'm at 10 cents. He's like, yo, I'm at 16 cents now. I'm like, yo, how you get these cents, man? Like, what in the world is going on, man?
You know what's so funny? I'm going to tell you the original moment that I knew that Fanbase was something that people would adapt to is the first month that I paid a user on Fanbase, they made $6. And I called them. And I was like, hey, I'm about to pay you $6 on Fanbase.
Right.
You know, I was being silly, but their response was, well, it's more than Instagram's ever given me. And I was like,
oh my gosh.
That's when I knew it.
Yep.
I was like, Instagram ain't never gave me nothing.
Nothing.
They ain't never gave me nothing.
Right, exactly.
I got $6 for this. I'll take the $6 because Instagram ain't never gave me nothing.
Nothing at all. Good gracious.
So one of my favorite things on the on Fanbase, besides the long form video content you can upload, is also the audio room. And I'm so glad you guys have an audio room, because I never got on Clubhouse, because I really felt like I learned about Clubhouse through like Meek Mill and DJ Academics and stuff like that. But I also knew that we didn't own Clubhouse. You know what I'm saying? So the fact you got to have an audio room is like, it's perfect, man. So can you tell us about an audio room and maybe some other features that people may not know about?
So let me explain the audio room, and let me explain Clubhouse to you, because I'm grateful for Clubhouse, and tell you why. Okay. I got invited to Clubhouse in August of last year when there were about 6,000 people on Clubhouse. It was still on test flight. Nobody knew about it. It was like the place to be. Like, I think Clubhouse has maybe like 20 million downloads now, but 6,000 people, right? So you're on there with tech VCs, you know, real like crazy celebrities and stuff. But the thing that was missing from the platform was Black people. And here's why I thought that was important. Because the access to have conversations or access to really powerful people by the Black community is something that we don't get. And some of the Black people that were on Clubhouse didn't want other Black people on there. And so I would say, well, you let the wrong Black person in here, because all I'm about is connecting my people, right? So I knew that I was going to be raising money, but when you raise in a Reg CF, you cannot talk about your raising money till the campaign launches. So from August till November 1st, right? So you're talking about 3 months. I knew I was going to be launching this raise. So what I did was I invited everybody Black to Clubhouse. And when they got there and looked around, the first thing that they said is, here we go again, blowing up another platform. We need our own platform. We need to be able to invest in something that we have. And so I leveraged that instantly for 3 months. I let people put their foot in their mouth for 3 months. And the day that I launched my raise, I went back on Clubhouse and created a room and said, invest in I'm raising $1 million for Fanbase. Invest now, right? And that first $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 worth of investment came directly off of Clubhouse. Now, here's where it gets kitschy, right? During that time, you got to remember, we're coming up on an election. So September, October is real tense. It's a lot of racially tense rooms going on Clubhouse. And so I think people felt like that platform separated Black people. Like, it put Black people on one side of the app and white people on the other side of the app, and people weren't really able to find each other. And so then there was the demand that, like, yo, we need our spaces and places to be able to have these conversations and have access. And my idea, my difference in audio is, I think you should be able to find a conversation no matter what the conversation is. Even if someone has a room that says, even if there's a white person that starts a room that says Black people are lazy, listen to what I'm saying. That room should be able to exist, and you should be able to go in that room and either listen or engage with someone to either have a conversation or find that middle ground, but not separate people, right?
Right, exactly.
So I made the decision to build audio. I don't think Clubhouse was happy about it, but I also knew the way that we monetize on Fanbase, that if you're sitting up on stage, someone can love what you're saying and give you revenue. So we have audio rooms very similar to Clubhouse, but now Twitter's doing it, Facebook's doing it, Slack's doing it, LinkedIn's doing it. Mark Cuban is developing a platform same way. So now everybody's doing audio. So I felt comfortable in the audio space, but I was the first platform, even before Clubhouse, to monetize the conversation for every user. Even to this day, everybody doesn't have monetization on Clubhouse. You've got monetization on Fanbase. From the day you sign up and you go in the audio room, you can make money sitting on the stage talking.
Right. So I'm gonna get into a question, because this goes right in with another question. Okay, so you said about the like, if a white person says, you know, you want to create a room, you know, that says this is why Black people are lazy. Okay, in this day and time, about censorship, You know how like you know how like people getting taken off of platforms, Parlor or whatever type apps, and new apps are being like taken off of iOS. Okay, so what would you do about? Are you about how free is the free speech, or because so how free is the free speech? Like how much will you? Go ahead.
It's a touchy subject, right?
Right.
I have the right, as long as people aren't making threats.
Doubt.
If it's not someone trying to be a sexual predator, someone trying to, like I said, promote violence, hate speech. There are people that hate particular races, even from the black side to the white side and the white side to the black side. We definitely don't want to have an environment that supports or condones that. What I will accept is discourse, a belief that one thing is one way and you believe that something is another way. Because how can we ever find solutions to these situations if we don't have the conversations? The app is there to have the conversation.
Gosh. Absolutely.
Yes. Yep. So why not have there were rooms that I stepped in during the election and on Clubhouse and talked to people that felt a particular way about Black people. And once I got on the stage and I represent with the facts and the data, not the emotion, not the, whatever the other person is saying, you have a platform that in a room full of people that are listening to you, 800 people, 1,000 people are listening to the conversation, and some of them are white. Some of them might have preconceived notions about what Black people are. Now there's a person on stage that's representing Black people in a way that white people may not have even thought or understood. Like, okay, there's common ground to be found here. So absolutely. I mean, like I said, no hate speech, no violence towards women or men, no sexual, people, dudes get on there and say crazy stuff like sexual assault. Right. That's not going to be tolerated.
Right. Exactly.
So just a quick story. I just had my first child, my daughter, about a week and a day ago. Thank you. But a week and it was last Wednesday. Well, last Tuesday evening is when my wife went into labor, and it was crazy because Tuesday during that day, I'm telling my brother, I'm like, yo, they up to 3.3 now, man. Close at 3.5, man. Like, yo, we gotta hurry up and get in. It's 3.4, and so I had got a little chance to get a little break out of the delivery room, and I called my brother. My brother thought that I was gonna call him up and be like, yo, the baby's here, but I literally told him like, yo, you gotta invest for me right now. It's at 3.4.
I said, bro, you having a baby and you talking about investing? I was like, what are you talking about?
Hey man, but that's the future. He was making the right decision because he's investing for the future.
Right,
absolutely,
definitely.
Yeah, man. But so I know you touched on this before, but just maybe just a quick. What is seed investing? And I know a lot of times because I've talked to a couple of our homeboys about it too, and trying to get them to invest in Fanbase. A lot of times people just want to know when they're going to get a return. Like, okay, so what's because there's different risk involved. So just explain what it is and how can people get their return on it.
So the best thing to say is, number one, when you're doing crowdfunding and you're able to invest in smaller increments if you want to, it's limited risk, right? If somebody puts the minimum in, that's a pair of tennis shoes. That's a really good dinner at a restaurant that we do, that we spend money. Like, you literally consume that food and then poop it out.
Right,
you take that same $256. You take that same $256 and put it towards something that in 4, 6, 8 years, you're getting a phone call like, remember that company you invested in? Such and such happened and this happened. So when you invest in seed stage companies, you're in it for the long haul. You're in it to say, I believe that this company will be, something spectacular. So I'll give you an example of some seed investments that have matured very well for people. So I use Orrin Michaels as an example. And I know Orrin Michaels, I don't even know Isaac Hayes, but why Isaac Hayes keeps saying Orrin Michaels? Here's the reason why. As an accredited investor, right? Orrin Michaels was able to invest in Uber and put $5,000 into the company in 2010. Now, I've had $5,000 before. So, but I never got the phone call. Remember, I wasn't in those circles in those rooms. Right. 9 years later, that $5,000 is worth $24 million. And so that's the point, is that when you invest in seed stage, you're on the ground floor. Like I was here day one. I'm a day one. This was my day one. Yep. Like that's the conversation. Exactly. If Fanbase ever goes public or when it matures or whatever happens with the company, it's going to be for my day ones. You know what I'm saying? Right. And that's the thing about it. It's going to be for my day ones, because you get the return on the investment comes in three situations, right? We IPO as a public company, which Nas did with Coinbase, and they said he was going to make $100 million off that IPO. We exit the company, which means some bigger company comes along and buys Fanbase, right? Or we merge with another company. And that's called a liquidity event. And then that's when your stock matures and you're able to make decisions about what you want to do with your stock. And because it has a value now, you can sell it and say, all right, cool. Or we cash out and everybody walks away. Like when Beat sold to Apple, everybody just cashed out. Like, boom, they bought it. Here's what we get. And even though I know that Fanbase is a Black founded company, it's for everybody to use. But understand this. The 5,400 investors that we have are mostly African American. And there would be nothing better to stand in a room with 5,400 people, however the room got to be, and take a photo and say, look at all these Black millionaires that got made. Look at these people that are millionaires today because of the chance in investing in a company this way. And that's a game changer, because it would be one of the largest distributions of wealth to Black people in the country's history. I don't think it's ever been done.
Right.
So you're saying you're making 4,000, 3,500, 5,000 instant millionaires, multimillionaires? That's a game changer. So that's something that's also a passion of mine, because I understand what it can do for the Black community.
Definitely. So what are some short-term goals that you have for Fanbase?
I want to reach, this is a short-term goal, but I really want to get the company to $1 billion valuation.
Right.
This summer. We're at 20 million now. Ooh. I want to get it to $1 billion valuation. I want to get the company to $1 billion valuation. I want to raise a Series A. That puts us in a significant position to scale the company, right? Because once you have that capital, you really can take really, big risks. One of the things that I don't think people talk about are the verticals that are part of Fanbase. And one of the verticals is part of Fanbase is something that I call Fanbase Plus. And that's the long form section of the platform where you can upload up to 1 hour worth of content in HD. But when you think about it, that's your Netflix. That's the opportunity for you to post a web series, a talk show, a tutorial, whatever. It's your subscription network. But Fanbase as a company, we're eventually going to start creating original content like Netflix. So Fanbase Plus will be up there with Disney Plus. It'll be up there with Hulu and Netflix. It'll eventually be on Apple TV. So one of the things that we want to do is be able to create content and have subscribers to that channel. And so that we can compete in that space, because we're already a subscription-based platform. So why not go there the extra step and say, look, we're going to take the best creators, right, that are really going out there and shooting web series, like what Issa Rae was doing with Awkward Black Girl, and it turns into Insecure. We're going to get those people, and then we're going to make our own content as well and put that up there and let people subscribe to that content too.
Wow.
So that's another short-term goal, but I believe it's achievable in a Series A.
Right.
All right. So once again, tell people where they can invest and how much, because I know on there's like different tiers and you get different features and different perks for different tiers. So where can people invest at?
So you can invest right now at startengine.com/fanbase, right? The minimum to invest is $256. The maximum is $100,000. If you want to give $100,000, we have some really big investors. I like to keep everybody's business private, but we got some big investors that have come in at some pretty high numbers. And I appreciate them because they really believe in the platform. But $256, $500, if you think about a 5,000, if you think about a 5,000 X return on $500, right? A 5,000 X return on $500 is about $2.4 million. I'm not saying that'll happen. I'm making no guarantees.
Right.
Think about the potential. And the reason why I say this is more important is because when they put the accredited investor rule in effect, They said it was protect people from squandering their life savings or wasting money, right? They said,
Right.
we want to protect people. We want to protect them, so we don't want them to get in a bad investment in this company that might go belly up, right? But let me ask you guys this. Do we have to be accredited to go buy $5,000 worth of lottery tickets? No.
Nope.
We have to be accredited to go to Vegas and gamble our life savings away at the crap table? No.
Nope.
So we know the fix is in. We know what
Exactly.
this is about. So don't ever let people tell you, you know what I'm saying? Like, now that you have this opportunity to invest in these companies, like, oh man, I don't know about, fam, you finna go to Vegas and do it big. You might as well do it big and get the stock. I'd tell you to take your money. I would tell you to buy crypto and stock and Fanbase before I tell you to buy lottery tickets and go to Vegas. That's just me.
Right? Yeah. I do the same thing. Yep. Yeah.
So startengine.com/Fanbase. We're closing the raise at 3.5 million. We have about a little under $1 million on the wait list, but depending on if those people confirm in an amount of time, we will open that other million back up, and I expect it to close pretty fast. So we're right there because we're moving really, really quick. If I refresh the screen right now, I probably got some more. Let me see. We were at 2.6 the other day. We're still right around 2.6 million. So we're there. So I mean, I would just say go to startengine.com/Fanbase and grab some shares.
All right, and you so is the app on the Android, the Google Play Store yet, or is that coming? And I know you said you were opening up to other countries as well.
So we have a whole plan for international expansion for iOS over the summer. The first place we're going is the UK, Canada, and Australia. After that, it is Central America. Then I think it is the rest of Europe, then Africa, then Asia, I think is the last segment. Android is coming. Android will be coming this month. I think we have time. I mean, we got 6 days. It'll be here this month, but it's going to take a while to catch up to where we are on iOS because we had to build it relatively quickly just because we're there and we raised some money. So it'll take a while. It'll take about a month or two to get Android up to where it is. So it'll have some functionality, but not everything. But we still want people to create the platform, create accounts and start posting content and monetizing their content.
That's amazing. Hey, brother, we appreciate you for coming on. We appreciate you for doing what you're doing. We appreciate, man, and it's good to see like somebody Black just create something like this. Like it's an amazing thing.
You don't see it that often, right? I made a post maybe about a month and a half ago, where I put my picture next to Mark Zuckerberg, Kevin Systrom, Evan Spiegel, and Jack Dorsey. And those are the founders of Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter. Right. And the reason why I did that is because you have to normalize the idea that a Black man can stand in the space. Because right now, Fanbase is at the exact point that all of these companies were at some point. Yep. We're at the exact same position. We are no different than they were. They were seed stage companies that had raised seed stage capital and opened up their platform, and it took them a while to grow and build. And so for me, that's what it was about. Twitter took a long time to catch on. It took years for Twitter to really get popping. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, Twitter blew up when Michael Jackson passed away. That's when Twitter blew up, and everybody was on Twitter talking about Michael Jackson died. Yeah, right. So there are these cultural moments that happen. So we're right there in the space with them. And as an African-American founder who built a platform for anybody, we have to separate that, because what people will do is say, oh, it's the Black Instagram or the Black whatever. No, I'm just a Black founder. Right. Exactly. Any race, any gender can use this. So don't fall for that too, because that's how they try to lock you in and marginalize what's going on. But we also know that we make these platforms pop. So it doesn't matter that even if it starts with African-American culture, everybody else is going to come over here anyway, because we you know what I'm saying? We make things popular. We make things cool. It's impossible to market and promote anything as being cool without the assistance of Black people.
Exactly.
Yep. Can't do it without us.
Right. Exactly. We appreciate you, brother. Again, like, oh my gosh! Like, I want to. Can we talk? Go ahead, say it.
I was just gonna say, man, and whatever you need from us, man, don't hesitate, man. We behind this. 100%, man. So we gonna start uploading content, and I even had an idea yesterday. It came to me to maybe even before we actually drop the podcast online, maybe to set up an audio room and play the podcast in an audio room, just something like that. Just thinking of different ideas to use the app. So.
That's a great idea. I mean, and tell you what, that's what's at the core of any social network is the users. The users determine the direction of the platform. If people go in there and start innovating, like I for the first time, I tested our audio when it comes to DJing. Like I tested it.
I heard it. Yep.
Yo, I was like, fam, I don't know about these other platforms, but it sounds like the club over here. It sounds like streaming platform quality.
Yeah,
like, wow.
Exactly.
It sounds great. So yeah, for sure. It innovate the we innovate. And so that's the thing. It's like D Nice was an innovator. Versus was an innovator. Versus innovated versus innovated content and conversation. D Nice innovated DJing on live. It just became a thing. And so we see exactly what we bring to these platforms. So the users like you guys will do something like that and it will become something fantastic. And we'll have no choice but to follow your lead and say, we got to do this because look what they're doing.
Right.
We got to make it happen.
Exactly. All right, brother. We take it easy, and we appreciate you again. I got a few questions. I got a few questions off the air, off the air for you. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep.